There is a current that runs beneath the surface of our modern world. It is a current of invention, of progress, of constant and accelerating change. For generations, we have learned to harness new tools, making our lives, in many ways, easier and more connected than ever before. But some of these tools are more than simple instruments. They hold the potential to fundamentally alter the very fabric of our society, to reshape what it means to be human, and to change the course of our collective future. Many among us look upon this horizon with a sense of excitement and wonder, but very few of us are truly prepared for what is coming. We live in an age of unprecedented technological speed. The tools that once took decades to develop and spread across the globe now arrive in a matter of years or even months. This rapid pace leaves little time for reflection. It leaves little room for the careful consideration of consequences. We are building a new world, piece by piece, without a clear blueprint. The foundations are being laid by brilliant minds in laboratories and corporate offices, often driven by competition and profit. The long-term stability of the structure they are creating is a question we have not yet paused long enough to properly ask ourselves. The technologies emerging today are not like the tools of the past. The steam engine changed how we work and travel. The telephone changed how we communicate. But these new advancements touch something deeper. They touch our biology, our thoughts, our perception of reality itself. They can influence our choices in ways we do not perceive and collect information about our innermost lives. The scale of this change is immense, and our societal structures, our laws, our ethics, our shared understanding of right and wrong, are struggling desperately to keep pace with the sheer velocity of innovation that confronts us. This discussion is not meant to inspire fear for its own sake. It is meant to encourage awareness. Consider the rise of intelligent machines, not the robots of science fiction, the quiet, invisible programs learning to think. These forms of artificial intelligence can now write articles, create stunning works of art, hold conversations almost indistinguishable from a human. The potential benefits are clear. They can accelerate scientific research, assist in education, automate tedious tasks, freeing up human creativity. But the same power brings a subtle danger. It threatens the very foundation of trust. Discerning fact from fiction becomes a monumental challenge. The primary risk is degradation of our information ecosystem. Machines can generate plausible news articles, social media posts, official-looking documents. The concept of a reliable source begins to dissolve. Malicious actors can deploy these tools to spread disinformation at scale. This erosion of shared truth cripples democratic debate. Now, let us turn our attention to a specific and unsettling creation, the deepfake. This technology uses artificial intelligence to create highly realistic yet entirely fabricated videos, images, audio recordings. It can seamlessly place a person's face onto another's body. It can make a political leader appear to say words they never uttered. It can create convincing evidence of an event that never took place. The danger of deepfakes is their assault on our most basic sense of perception. For centuries, we have operated on the principle that seeing is believing. Deepfakes shatter this assumption. Imagine a fake video released just before an important election, showing a candidate confessing to a crime. Even if it is later debunked, the initial damage may be irreversible. Beyond the political sphere, the personal harm that can be inflicted is immense. Deepfakes can be used for sophisticated blackmail, creating non-consensual pornographic material, public shaming campaigns that can ruin a person's life. Our legal systems are moving far too slowly to address this threat. Our lack of readiness is starkly clear. We do not have a universally accepted standard for authenticating digital media. All around us, an invisible net is being cast. It is a net woven from data collected by the devices we carry in our pockets, the cameras on our streets, and the websites we visit every day. This vast and expanding system of surveillance is not run by a single central government. It's driven by a new economic model where human experience is the raw material. Companies gather immense quantities of information about our habits, our preferences, our movements, our moods. That data is used to predict and influence behavior for commercial gain. It can show you content to keep you online longer, suggest products at moments of weakness, or shape your worldview by curating what you see. This is not just convenience. It is a form of soft control at unprecedented scale. The problem worsens when corporate surveillance meets state power. Governments can request or demand access to this trove of personal data. That access can be used to monitor dissent, track activists, enforce social conformity. We are not ready because we have no clear boundaries. We have traded privacy for convenience without understanding the exchange. For millennia, the code of life, DNA, has been shaped by the slow, deliberate hand of evolution. Now, for the first time, human hands can reach into that code and rewrite it. Technologies like CRISPR give scientists the ability to edit genes with remarkable precision. This power holds the incredible promise of curing hereditary diseases that have plagued humanity for ages, such as cystic fibrosis, Huntington's disease. We could potentially eliminate certain forms of cancer or give people immunity to viruses. The potential to alleviate suffering is immense, and it is a goal that is undeniably noble. However, the same tool that can fix a faulty gene can also be used to alter non-medical traits. It opens the door to designer babies, where parents might be able to choose their child's eye color, height, intelligence, athletic ability. This moves us from the realm of therapy into the realm of enhancement, raising profound ethical questions that we are nowhere near answering. If such technologies become available, they will almost certainly be accessible only to the wealthy. This could, over generations, create a biological schism in our species, a new and literal class system written into our very DNA. We do not yet understand the full long-term consequences of altering the human germline, changes that can be passed down to all future generations. Once introduced, such a change could be irreversible, permanently altering the human gene pool. We are contemplating making permanent changes to our species with an incomplete understanding. It is an act of immense hubris, undertaken with a fragile grasp of the ultimate outcome. Our lack of readiness is a failure of global consensus. There are no binding international treaties to govern this technology. War has always been a human endeavor, driven by human decisions and, tragically, resulting in human suffering. But we are now approaching a new era of conflict, one in which the most critical decisions, who to target, when to fire, who lives or dies, could be delegated to a machine. These are lethal autonomous weapons, or killer robots. Once activated, they can select and engage targets without further human intervention. This development promises to make warfare faster, more efficient, less risky for one's own soldiers. This promise of a cleaner, more distant form of combat masks a terrifying reality. An autonomous weapon may misidentify a target, mistaking a school bus for a military transport, mistaking a farmer for a combatant. Complex software can have bugs and vulnerabilities, and on a chaotic battlefield, these systems could behave in unpredictable and catastrophic ways. An arms race could spiral out of human control in minutes as machines react at speeds no human can match. The ethical implications are profound. A machine cannot understand the value of a human life. It cannot apply principles of compassion or mercy. It reduces killing to a tactical calculation. We are not ready for this leap because we lack a global prohibition. Once this Pandora's box is opened, it will be nearly impossible to close. These weapons could fall into the hands of terrorists or be used by authoritarian regimes to suppress their own people. The most private and sacred space we have is the landscape of our own minds. It is the source of our thoughts, our dreams, our feelings, and our sense of self. Technology is now beginning to build a bridge into this final frontier. Brain-computer interfaces, or BCIs, are devices that can read and interpret brain signals. They can allow a person to control a computer or control a prosthetic limb, just by thinking. For individuals with paralysis, these devices offer a miraculous restoration of ability and a renewed connection to the world. The therapeutic potential is life-changing and should be pursued with vigor. But as BCIs enter the consumer market, they bring unprecedented risks to our mental privacy. Imagine employers monitoring an employee's focus level, or advertisers gauging your emotional reaction directly from brain activity. Companies could collect and sell data about what you do and about what you think and feel. If a device can read brain signals, it may one day be able to write them. A BCI could subtly influence your mood, suppress certain thoughts, or enhance others. The very concept of free will is challenged when an external device has direct access to neural processes. We are profoundly unprepared. Laws protecting mental privacy are virtually non-existent. There are no regulations on what neural data can be collected, who can own it, or how it can be used. We're so captivated by the promise of connecting minds to machines that we failed to build the walls to protect our inner world. We're risking the last bastion of privacy, the quiet refuge of our own thoughts. Each of these technological leaps represents a formidable challenge on its own, but their true power and their true danger emerges when they begin to converge. An autonomous surveillance drone could be equipped with facial recognition and linked to AI-generated deepfakes to create false evidence against a political dissident. Gene editing combined with mass surveillance could be used to identify and correct genetic markers tied to so-called undesirable behaviors. A brain-computer interface could feed a person a stream of personalized disinformation tailored to their deepest cognitive biases, making them a pawn. Our systems of governance and oversight were designed for a simpler, slower world. They operate on timelines of years or decades, while these technologies evolve in months. But the future is not a predetermined destination. We are not powerless spectators. We can take deliberate steps to navigate this terrain. The first step is to slow down, create space for careful testing, ethical review, and broad public dialogue before deployment. We have a choice. Remember this, the tools we create are a reflection of our values. What we build will ultimately build us.